Okay, perfect. So, hi, I'm Maddie. I'm with FTC Creative. We are the first official U.S. hub for Jesmonite. So, Jesmonite is an eco resin. It has no solvent. It's solvent free. It's low in VOCs. The only VOCs in it are the naturally occurring ones from the mineral powder. It's fast setting, so I'm going to go ahead and make this tray, and it will be done in about 20 to 30 minutes. I can demold it, and you can just go on your way and start using it. Super fun. So let me get started. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start by measuring out my base powder. So let me scoop this up. So I have a cheat sheet over here and have my measurements, but if you have a new mold, you can just fill it up with water. Go over to jesmonitecalculator.com, enter that weight of water into there, and it will spit out those conversions for you. So I have 245 grams of base to use. It's a little much, Maddie. Jeez. Got a little heavy-handed.
At least you can pull it out because it's powder.
Yeah.
When it comes to liquid, it's a bit harder.
Oh yeah. I'm usually have a little pipette, and I'm dropping it in. There we go. Okay. So then I'm going to set this powder aside, and then I'm going to use this one. And so then I'm going to measure out my acrylic polymer liquid. I like to call this the forbidden milk because I just want to drink it, but it's not. I wouldn't recommend that.
No drinking it.
So I'm going to measure out 98 grams of this liquid. So we're going to just glug it. Perfect. Okay, cool. And so then from here, I am now going to mix in my pigment into the liquid before I mix the two. Because once you mix the two, your working time starts immediately. And like I said, you only have about 5 to 10 minutes before it starts solidifying. So I'm just going to do 2 dots. I think that should be fine, like a pale blue. And then I am going to use my drill. So I think I'm going to give you this back so it's not
yes,
with the
okay.
drill. Perfect. So I just mix those colors together. Yeah. And you just mix that pigment in there. Yeah. And so now I'm going to add this into here, just like baking a cake. Yeah. So we'll just do it in small sections.
I like how we use the hardware tools for our crafting.
Oh yeah, right? You would never expect it. But it's funny because this is my favorite tool. Yeah. One, it makes me feel cool to use it, but also it's just really helpful. So I'm just adding it. I'm just going to do halves right now. Yeah. So we'll just add it, and then I like to mix it until it is like a thin pancake batter. Okay. Move that out of the way. Oh my gosh, and I moved it in front of you. I'm sorry. Perfect. So this is what the texture we were looking for.
Okay. Yeah.
Right there. And I can show you as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
So nice and smooth, nothing bad. And so I'm gonna wash this off before pouring this so it doesn't solidify to my blade. Yeah. So I just have 2 buckets over here.
Some water to. Yeah. Sounds like an easy way to go.
So I have one of just plain water, and that acts as my settlement tank, and then I have one of soapy water. Yeah. That cleans it off. Perfect. And I'm just going to make sure there's nothing in here.
How easy is that?
And then I'm going to pour at a distance about 10 inches or so above. And that's because I want the bubbles to pop on their way down into the mold. So I'm going to start by pouring just about half of my mixture in. And then I'm going to move it around and make sure it coats that bottom. And I like to call this a gel coat. And this is just making sure there's no bubbles in that end product. So I just go ahead and tap all those bubbles that you see out of there. you can see how smooth it is everywhere.
Good, yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and fill the rest of my product in there. And it's not self-leveling, so you want to make sure you're tapping and jiggling and moving around to make sure it's even. Perfect. Perfect. And if you have a little bit of product, that's totally fine. I'll show you what to do with that. So I'm going to keep tapping and making sure there's no bubbles. You can see the bubbles come up to the surface when they pop. And this is also why I wear gloves, so I can just be messy. Get in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see all those bubbles coming up from the bottom. Perfect. So now I'm just going to let that sit for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to come back, demold it, and then I'm going to just probably sand just the edges around so it's not as sharp. Because since it's such a fine material, it will be kind of like paper thin and give you a paper cut.
Yeah.
And we don't want that.
We don't want paper cuts.
Exactly. I do not like a paper cut. So with this extra product, what I like to do is I like to just spread it around the sides of my silicone cup.
Yeah.
And then I can use this as a timer, my terrazzo timer as I call it, to know when this is done. So when I can crunch it and it turns into little pieces like this, then I can demold it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. That's all.
Cool.
That is super easy to do, super easy to make, easy to clean. It's really fun to use as well, just in general. But yeah.
So yesterday, when we saw this bit, I noticed, I'll just show the camera here. So these pieces that are left over, you've used to get in your
I've used again in my, so you can see it here. So you can use it again in your projects. So I just dump it in.
Mosaic sort of look or
so
whatever you like.
When I would dump these in is after I mix my both powder and liquid together, I would just then fold it into.
Fold it in.
Yes.
Yeah, not try and mix it.
Yeah. You don't want to do it with the power tool because that'll just make it another powder.
Just crunch it up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want that look, go for it. But yeah.
No, that's cool.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. So now I'm also just going to go like right here and I'm going to let this dry in this mold and then I'm going to go back in with a different color and then cover it so it's a two-toned color.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's all right. It's all right.
But yeah, and so yeah, it's pretty easy. You can use. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, it's really easy to use, super sustainable, eco-friendly,
Yeah, no, that's good.
super healthy. Yeah, it's a fun time. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. You can find it on our website, ftccreative.com.
Yeah,
and you can
look at the two because we're from Australia. We'll look
yes. Look at the Australian distributors because they are perfect. They're perfect for it.
So we'll